Please welcome Miss Tanecia Britt of Jane365. This young lady is on fire. Like, for real, y'all. So let's jump right in.
Sure.
So we were talking just a second ago, and I had to tell you that I was kind of a newbie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and I don't hide my age. I'm 50. I got gray all under. Thank you, child. Thank you. I got gray all up under there. But I started smoking only like 5 years ago.
Oh, in your 40s.
45, I started.
Okay.
And it was because my daughter lost her ever friggin' mind. You know how them teenagers just have that outer body experience and gotta, like, you know, challenge everything. Ooh, she challenged every piece of nerve I had, and it wasn't enough to hold on to. So so I've been a firm jumper on the bandwagon, like, ever since. I probably smoke more than most. You know what I'm saying? But I do it for medical reasons and because it's fun, and, you know, with my husband and all blah, 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 blah. But girl, tell me how, because your face was like, you're 50 and you just started smoking in the 40s.
No.
So
that means you had good lungs, girl. You ain't start off like me at 13, but your
you sound like mine.
Girl, that means you got good lungs. You got them good lungs. I was actually envious.
I love you. I love you. I love you. So tell us about yourself, Tanecia. Tell us how you got started. I mean, you said you started smoking at 13.
Yeah.
That was your introduction to, was it peer pressure? Was it you just wanted to try it? Was your cousin selling? Like, how did this come about?
We were just badass kids who my cousin, we used to hang out in the laundry room at this apartment complex I used to live in.
Yeah.
And they were in there and they were smoking. And they were like, you want to try some? I was like, sure, it smells great.
Right.
Now that I'm a smoker, I know that was some bush league weed I was smoking.
Oh my God, it was probably some dirt.
Types of stuff or whatever, whereas seeds will irritate me.
Right,
so,
right.
I started then, and then I smoked, and then in high school I was like on and off. Like, I met my ex-husband. I met him as a child, so I used to like smoke with him. Like, I had a huge crush on him as a kid, so right. I used to smoke with him, and then I didn't really do it that much. But then when I got to college, I remember specifically I lost my uncle, and we had really, 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 really close. And so I remember deciding not to go to the funeral because I just couldn't see him like that. And so what happened was, I remember driving back to Charlotte from Maryland,
right,
and literally being like, yeah, I'm going to need to cope in some type of way. Like, I'm going to need to cope.
Right, right.
Tell me, like, he used to be, obviously, because he's such a stoner, he'd be like, weed ease your mind, baby. Ease your mind. So I got on campus and I called like the campus weed band. They would just happen to be my, and was like, yeah, my uncle died, blah, blah, blah. And he just gave me a whole bunch of free weed. And I literally been smoking every day
since. I love it.
Smoking every day since. Yep.
How did you turn this into a business for yourself? Because you are like, when you say Jane365, you do like.
Yeah, I know. So how it
everything. I was like, she go to the convenience store and get your munchies.
Yeah.
Hold on. Then she got subscription boxes. Hold on. Then she cooking for folks. I was like,
yeah. So how it started was, this is definitely a Devin the Dude song somewhere. I don't even listen to Devin like that, but I'm pretty sure he said something like this. It was a rainy night. This I know his song. I love you not. It was raining, and I had a whole bunch of weed, and I had no backwoods. like none. And I had just gotten the house. You know that comfortable moment when you're in the house, you just take off all your stuff, you get
And you're
comfortable.
like, damn, I don't want to go
About
back
to roll up
outside.
and said, there's no fucking way. There's no way. I did all of that outside and came back in the house without backwoods of all things. So then I started going on DoorDash.
Let me stop. So let me stop you. So you said you had no backwoods. Do you smoke out of a bong? Do you water pipe? Do you pipe? How do you feel about that? I feel like a crackhead personally.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Like it is a social setting more so.
Right.
I might do a bong hit or whatever, but I'm one of those like funny smokers because like I don't like, it's no disrespect to anybody, but I don't smoke after anyone. Right. So I their blunts. And so it's not a thing on them. It's just that I kiss my daughter with my mouth. Like I kiss
I understand. I'm just curious because when I go out and visit my my brother and sister-in-law out there in Portland, they never have any papers, wraps, nothing. They're offering me a pipe. And I'm like, y'all crackheads. And that's why
over people's house and they because I know bongers. Yeah, when you go over their house and all they have is bongs, that you just gotta when in Rome.
I know, and I was like, I don't like this. I just feel like. But back to you. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. You just said, you know, when you get home and you can't, you know, and you don't want to go back outside. My husband will get home and be like, we don't have no wraps. God damn it, you know what I mean? And be like, yeah, you don't want to go back out. So is that what?
So I went on before I even thought of the app. Like I had started bubbling it up in my mind before it actually became a concept. I wanted to make sure, so I went on DoorDash. Uber Eats. I went on all these places to look for
homework.
Yeah, and so they had gas stations, but at the gas stations they would not pick you up any tobacco products. There was no tobacco products. 7-Eleven, none of that. Even on special requests, they would not pick it up for you. So I said, oh no, this is not going to work. I just wasted money on a special request and they're not even going to give it to me.
And honor it. Right.
It's not going to work. I said, there needs to be an app that comes to your door that brings you all your essentials, your munchie foods, all your essentials. Not only do they bring you that, but they can also bring you your weed too. You don't have to talk to the weed man no more. You don't got to find out about the weed man personal business. You ain't got to chit chat no more. I can just get my weed and go. It can be contactless, like no contact delivery. There needs something like that. So I sat down and I mapped it out like on paper. I know it sounds like old school.
No, girl, please say that again. I harp on how many friggin' notebooks I got. Notebooks.
I have to write it on paper.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Continue. That was my soapbox. Continue.
Yeah, no, fine. No, you're right. You have to write it on paper, and I definitely had to write it on paper in order to
to see it. Because when it's all in your head and you don't write it down, you don't have that clear path of what you're supposed to do. I'm like, even think of when you go to get hired for something, don't you read the job description? You know exactly what it entails and what's expected. How come as business owners, we don't think of the damn job description?
Exactly.
And so I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah, no. If I didn't write it down, I wouldn't even have the brunches today if I did not write it down. I wrote down the plan. It had to have, because Jane365 was created in 2018. It was before the pandemic. Yeah, it was before the pandemic.
Girl!
Yeah, it was created in 2018. So
I love my pre-COVID businesses.
Oh yeah, it had a 3-year solid plan. And the first year was just all social media putting up, because I'm a filmmaker by priority, first priority. That's what I went to school for.
Girl.
So for me, I was like, I need more commercial work. I need to work for a brand.
Right.
And I need to create one if I want to do the work that I want to do.
Correct.
Ain't no agent out my door right now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think back in 2018 for a plan. So what I did was I sat down and said, okay, map this bad boy out. I said, for the first year, it's going to be social media and you just doing videos, like doing edits and doing videos and putting it up. That's what you can see early on. If you scroll way down, you'll see
Okay.
early stuff.
Okay.
And then I said the second year will be just word of mouth. Hey, Jane365, bringing it up in conversations, having calls, just kind of pushing it that way.
Okay.
And then I said the second year is also going to include it going onto the iOS platform. At first, when I first built it out, I built it for Google. And so I built it for Samsung phones, like that, though that network, I built it for them.
Gotcha.
And so I said the second year, work on getting it on iOS. And so
gotcha.
I built it out.
You
Well,
added the platform.
yeah.
Expanded the reach.
And then I decided, I said, oh, you have leaks. I said, if I'm going to work with a back end company, I don't want to have to work on like some company in India or Asia where it's like the difference in time zone. I want to work with a country that I know
accessible.
Yeah, I want to work on the back end of my business, like the app wise, or on with the company that I know. So because I have links in the UK, I went to the UK. I met with this company out there. They are really, really dope. Yeah. Like
so that's why
I encourage, like, let's definitely speak offline.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, I definitely like.
Yeah, and I edit all of this, so I'm just talking to you like, oh my God, because I'm excited about that.
I'll definitely like share that knowledge because it definitely your small business Yelp. Because I'm a Yelper.
Right.
If you put my name in Yelp, you will find my reviews. Like, I don't care about it. I don't play about it at all. If you did good, good. If you did bad, you did bad. Me and my reviews, we don't lie. So
see, and I love that because I've had you know, different businesses come back to me and be upset with me because of my blatant honesty. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so as a woman, you know, if you get a bathing suit and it's white, what's the first thing you're gonna look and see? Does it have a some lining or something? Because all your goods is gonna be
everything's gonna show out.
And then because you know, as soon as it gets wet, and then you know you got to be real careful about the way it fits. If it's a fitted one, like a one piece, you got to be, you know, cognizant of the way it fits up there with the girl, because if it's not sewn right and it's got the stitching in the wrong place, it cuts you in half and you got camels all over the place. And you know what I'm saying? So I gave an honest review and I was like, I don't know about her other products, but this particular one is not for me. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be very transparent with you. Our first couple of brunches, well, actually, all our brunches do well, but like the first two, them, and we still do them. We still do them in this penthouse in Southwest. I love the venue owner. He's such a great guy. And so what happened was like a lot of people were happy, but there were a few that were very upset about waiting. They were very upset about like by the time they got to food, if they felt like their food was cold, like just there was a party. There was a large party, right? That I decided to move.
So tell me about your or tell us about your brunches. So what are your elevated brunches? Because I see now that you do them both in the DMV area and you do them in LA.
Okay, so LA is a new one for
I know. I was like, oh shit.
LA is a new one. And so what happened was I had a few people that I know out in LA was like, well, why don't you bring something like this out here? And I was like, well, I never thought about bringing it to LA because LA is like weed capital. Like,
right. Why would I bring weed to the weed? Right.
I'm sure y'all have stuff like that all the time. And she said, nah, I've never seen like a brunch, like a proper brunch. Like, nah, where we just get to smoke inside the building. Nah. And I was like, do you go out more? Like, I was just like, all right, cool. So I said, let's give LA a shot. Let's see what it do. But this is like DC, Maryland, Virginia based.
Right.
For right now. And so like we wanted to make sure that like we locked down this market first. And so,
oh yes, before you I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, like before, like, and there's enough, like for me, it's important to expand to Baltimore. very important because Baltimore is a market all on itself.
And I'm sure this strategizing, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
write down things like, and I wanted to definitely have something and do something for and with Baltimore, and just consistently, because there's definitely smokers too. Like the brunch, it attracts people that like obviously are over age of 30. These are
Right,
people, these are working people. These
right,
are, have careers, 401ks, like
correct, right,
houses. So they don't come, they come to have a really classy time. Like they come to have
right.
a good vibe. They don't. So we have house rules for Jane365 that like everybody knows of. Like you can't be obnoxious to the staff, or you.
Right, right,
So we have
right.
we have a policy. When we ask you to leave, your party has to leave with you.
Whole thing.
Put a like a layer of accountability. So for like everyone, they'll know. Like, listen, if you're gonna be with me, you need to act right. That's what we want. The overall
See,
arc. Well, you control it by what we do on our end is we let them know ahead of time there is portion control, portion sizes because it's infused. And our job is not to have you not be able to. Our job is to make sure you enjoy yourself.
correct.
There's a lot of that we took. Like there were a few people on our in our earlier brunches that complained. And
Right.
so when they complain, their complaints I take very seriously. So I implemented. I ain't go back and forth with them in email because that's just
Right.
ridiculous. But I do take their complaints, their
And you
rudeness,
build
however
off of it, right?
I take it in and decide. So that's why we started implementing reservation time. So now there's like reservation times. Now I don't let a certain amount of people in the room at a time. Like it's like that. Now it's like it's certain things, like say for example with the cooks and per se. Right. So now it has to, there is no sternos or anything like that. It has to come hot off of the burner.
Right.
So therefore, there's no complaints about cold food. You don't get that. It literally is walked right around the corner. So So I early on, I was very adamant about like, listen, there are going to be mistakes. There are going to be things we don't know. There are going to be complaints. There are going to be all those things. And I think that if you go into things with that mentality, is like you cannot please everyone. There are going to be people.
Thank you.
There are going to be people out there who are going to say, Jane365 some shit. I don't like their brunch. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then you're going to
have personal taste. That's personal taste. Like, so
you're going to have people who say literally to you, Jane365 will deliver my box to me at 3-something in the morning in Odenton. You'll have people say it was Baltimore, 4 a.m. in the morning, and my box got put on my doorstep. I got a knock at my door. I knew they were coming. I looked on my Ring camera. They were there. They put my box down. They went about their business. Everything was there. Oh, that box got me into the brunch half price. Like there's certain people who will say that. You know what I mean? Like it's so I just kind of take it with it's like, you know,
grain of salt, you weigh.
I want to obviously as a brand, I want the company to be able to please everyone. But it can't. And so what I do as the owner, and I implement that across the staff, is just.
Oh, so you have a full staff.
So yeah, so I just fired my personal assistant recently, but like like he had to go. He had to go. Just a liability. So what it is this. Let me explain to you this. During my early brunch, because I learned a lot from my early brunches. During my early brunch, there was a customer who had a problem with the bartender. And then I had somebody on my staff. He's like a consultant. He comes in and out. He kind of helps out with like emergency situations, like hire that needs. Like he helps out in that. And he very blatantly told me, your bartender is going to be a problem. Just the attitude alone, she had to go. So even though she got into it with a customer, and in that moment, yes, I defend my staff. I defended her. I defended her in that moment. But after that moment, she had to go. After I defended her in public, in private, she had to go.
She had to go.
Yeah. She had to go. So even though that customer might be like, I hate Jane365, they're horrible. On our side, we fix the issue. You'll never have and if you come and rock with us.
Right.
So for me, I don't need to have Jane365 hold up signs, say, hey, we listened, we did this, we did that.
No, but I love that you take the feedback, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Whatever it is,
Whatever
good, bad, left, right,
I take it.
you mull it over and
Yeah.
you see how it applies, you know what I mean, back to your business. And
It.
because a lot of people don't, okay, so here's, I know it's kind of a dumb example, but there was a young lady who was had a website, and I always try to go on my small businesses, and I was like, oh, she sold lashes, right? And I was like, maybe I'll try. I'm 50. I don't get into all that. This is the most makeup you're gonna see. Like, I don't really subscribe to the girly girl thing, but I was like, let me try. So I went on her website, and there were no descriptions for anything. I didn't know what anything was. So it'd be a tube or something, a jar or something, but the name didn't even tell you. It just say like Peach Bliss. What the fuck is that? And so I sent her I actually sent her a private message, and I was like, hey, I was looking at your website and I'm interested, but I don't know what any of this stuff is. Can you put some descriptions or something in, to let me know? She told
Mhm.
me, well, if you don't know what it is, then it ain't for you.
Yeah, you can't have that attitude.
Woo!
You can't have that attitude. It
Really?
was a simple thing of saying, hey, here's the ingredients. Let me know if you think
No,
further.
I just need to know what it is. Is it eyeliner? Is it gel? Or is it friggin' glue to hold them bitches on? What the fuck is it? Like, it was out of control. And I was thinking,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, never will I ever delete, block
Yeah.
everything from that small business. That's not cool. So,
Like we've had people come to the brunch and be like, you don't have enough vegan options. I can barely eat anything. I paid for my ticket and I can
right,
now there's more vegan options. We try to do more for
right. I understand. Right.
like like the
Yeah.
treat.
Please everybody though, but now you live and you
You
learn,
live and you learn, and now you know. You get what I'm saying? Like
you
now,
grow, you
and so
expand,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And so like I said, I do tell my staff, like I have a wait staff that's been with me. And so and I have a bar manager that's been with me. And so like I personally, for me, think it's important to like implement things, have SOPs, like standard operation and procedures
Yeah.
for
Oh my God. Yes. Policies and procedures, standard
that's
operating
it.
principles.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And if you're going to run a brand, you need to have those things in place for your staff. And it has to be something very understood. See, people don't like the word or they don't like the connotation of the help because I guess the movie.
Right.
Very honest,
Right. Right.
right? When you are getting paid to do a job, you are the help,
You are.
period. Um, the moment Jane365 partners with anyone, well, not partners, but excuse me, say for example, Jane365 works with another brand and they have an
Right.
event, they just need us to set up a table and they just need us to do our thing.
Right.
We are the help for their event.
Correct.
We,
You are then the help.
we
Right.
are the help. And there has to be some type of like humble vibe across that. Because as a business owner, if you're like, this is my brand, this is my, and then you work with a team of people and you allow them to think that this is their business, then they feel like they are not the help and they feel like they have a different say when in reality they're the help. And so you need to make sure that as a business owner, you
Right.
don't friend your staff because you're not
Right.
to be their friend. You're there to treat them well, you're there to pay them, and you're
Mhm.
there to mind your business. like really you
Like,
are.
you know what though? But so many people can't even get to. I applaud you for having a full staff like that, because so many people can't get out of their own way to
Yeah.
even bring on uh other
Mm-hmm.
other people to to either employ
Yeah.
or to even buddy up with, partner with, collaborate with. That's huge.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what I mean? And I love that your business is emotionally mature enough,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are also, you know what I mean, as a business owner, emotionally mature enough to do that, because I know I sound like a jackass by saying that, but there are so many out here
Yeah.
that, like you said, can't get out of their own way, shoot themselves in the foot, act like.
And what I'm going to be very transparent. How I learned to be this way was because I got tired of shooting myself in the foot and bleeding out. And so you learn in a way to say, okay, I'm paying for a certain job to be done. I'm paying for this to be done. It's
Yes.
done this way. I'm not your friend. It needs to be done
Yes.
this way. And so I'm giving you directives, period.
Right.
Like there's no like, everyone, you have to be acceptable to everyone's opinion, but
Right.
everyone has to be acceptable to know that their opinion might not be taken. Like it has to go.
I'll hear it, but it may not matter. Like my kids, I might let you tell me, but
it might not. And you have to, and everything you see, like advertisement wise with Jane365, I pay out of pocket. I pay out of pocket for my brand. And I had the issue early on with calling people my partner who weren't putting in monetary wise. So their stake in it, if you're not using your own money, your stake in it is going to be different. You're not going to care as
you're
much.
not fully vested. You don't
You're
care because it's not your money.
so a lot of people will go around that part to get that partner title. And for me, you can't do that with me. You have to cut a check. And that is just how simple it is. And if it's a lump sum, a person is like, here's a lump sum, I'm putting this, make it work, then that is automatically my responsibility then to make it work. Because they already did their part. They already did. I cut in a check.
Correct.
So that makes them then my partner. So now I got to answer to them if I lose their money. If anything happens, I have to answer to them now because they are my partner. So a lot of people will go around that and still try to get you to answer to them, and they didn't have that stake. And so for
that, me, you hit it like
happen. It'll never happen with me. And the moment I smell it in the air,
it won't ever happen again, because that was a kick in the ass.
That's called a boundary. That's called a boundary. And so now you have that boundary. I have that boundary. So if I smell it in the air, like I said earlier, you got to go. I don't have conversations about why you got to go. You got to go because we are over mid-30. Okay? I'm about to 40s. There's no way I'm about to play with you. There's no
your ass, right?
I have a very hard saying. I'm not here to educate you. And it's a very true statement. I don't educate nobody on not a thing. If you don't know by now at your age, you just won't know. And I ain't here to teach you.
I'm not the one to tell you.
I'm not the one to teach you because my lessons I had to learn a long, hard way.
Hard bumps. My behind is sore, child.
I told you I got tired of bleeding out. I got all type of holes in my feet. Okay? Like all type of holes. Like, hey, I'm not about to take
no plug you up, child. Stop you up like the Hoover Dam.
I got time to heal myself. I ain't got time for it, like at all. So when it comes to Jane365, when it comes down, I have a staff that like will answer, especially like my virtual girl. Well, obviously she's not a virtual girl, she's a real person, but she's like my virtual staff. Her and a few others that are on rotating schedules, they are so good about answering customer service emails, answering emails to that info at Jane365. They are so good about it. So for me, I'm like, I know these people take time out their day. They get paid, but they take time. They take extra time because they care about the brand. So
it's the caring part, because I've tried to pay people and I can't even get the work done. Like, and I'm paying you. Like,
that's called the legs. You have to. For me, I draw hard boundaries. If you don't do your job, you're not getting paid.
Oh yeah, no. I didn't pay him. I was like waiting on the deadline to come for them to deliver the product, so and they never did the product. And I'm so glad my ass had the forethought to do it myself. But I shouldn't have to second guess somebody I'm trying to pay.
You shouldn't have to. No, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. I think that time is extremely important and you don't get it back. So for whatever amount I pay them, they still, that time they don't get back. So I'm very considerable of that. And I'm very clear with them when I say, do a well job, then this company grows, you will too. And I
Right.
think that for me, the pressure for me is keeping strong to that word, making sure that we
Right.
do consistently grow, making sure like we do get our retail space so we can have our brunches literally.
So let's go back to this. Tell me
Mhm.
exactly what all services Jane365 provides, because like I said, I went on your website. You're doing I know you do the brunches, but you also are talking about you got full staffs, you looking for a storefront, you
Yeah.
do delivery. Please tell me, run
started,
down.
started out, so Jane365 started out just as a delivery service. And so what we do is we curate boxes. So we have the Jane box and then we have the T box. And we
Like a
curate
subscription purchase, like a
like,
subscription package.
so say for example, for the T box, you'll get that you have a schedule that you can set. If you want your refill to your box, we initially, how we know, we each box is marked. So how we know is that once you start your subscription off, you get the
Mhm.
actual box. The deliveries are we refill your box on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, depending.
However you.
Yeah. So we refill your box. So you get like a gold metallic pouch and it's filled with your things from your box. So say, for example, you email the staff and say, hey, for my box this week, I think I want to try like what's the weekly strains for the week. And they'll tell you. And,
Oh,
and so they'll be like,
so it's weed delivery,
so
flower delivery.
it's flower gifting. So we'll gift them the flowers, but really what they have already done was they've already purchased their box. They're paying for a subscription with us. They're paying for a connection with us.
I got it. I got
Their
it.
connection with us gets them their refills consistently. They get a like that concierge where they can email us around. That's why I have to have multiple people answering those emails
Yes.
at
Yes.
times because they get
At
that like
any time, you could get.
on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, email.
So
Get
do
that.
you do face to like in-person delivery, leave it on their doorstep? Do you mail it? Like how do you?
Contactless. They don't unless they have a Ring camera and they
Oh,
see
okay. So somebody's just going up to the, you mean it's
go
actually
up to
physically
the door.
delivered like a Grubhub.
They go up to the door. They take a picture. They send the text. They knock. They walk away. They knock before they walk away, so you can like not be bothered with them. They're gone. So yeah, they're about their business. So
I
they take a picture, and so you usually like for us, we ask those questions early on with your concierge. Like we ask those questions like, do you have problems with your Amazon or your any packages getting taken? Where's the best place to put it? Our people personally talk to our subscribers. So you know how like you feel like you go and you're like, I think I'm talking to a bot, or I think they
right,
have conversation. Like
right.
I specifically tell my staff, conversational emails, please. Conversational emails. I don't do the super formal because I've definitely worked corporate and I
That
know
turns, yeah, it's a turn off, and you don't want
yeah,
them one
like,
word.
help me if you no. Have
Right,
conversations because
right.
you can discover more within a conversation. So it's
Yeah.
like on their end, they're learning too, like how to have conversational emails and still get they're learning skills. So like I want to
Right.
like spread that on the back end. But so like the customer, they get their refill of their box and they call it a day. Say for example, they say, I want to try the new color. You got a new color box out. I want to try that. We say, okay. So they don't have to pay the full price for the box because they're already a
They can
subscriber.
just,
They
right.
pay a small fee for the color. They
The
still get
difference or whatever that,
it. Like once you with Jane365, you with us, we're gonna let you know about the brunch. That's why you have to, that's how the brunches got speared off, because once we had our subscribers, we wanted to do something to unify subscribers because our subscribers
bring them all.
there are people who can afford the boxes. There are people who can actually like they work hard. They can afford those things. So they
afford those things.
yeah,
So when
it's
you
a,
say that,
it's a
I
luxury
want
brand.
you
I'm
know
not
what your audience is. You know, you ain't looking for, poo poo over
yeah.
here or looking for a dime bag. He not paying them prices.
Want to be very transparent. It is a Lux Smokers brand. It is a brand for people who can genuinely afford it. We're not going to mix on the price like that. Like we literally, it's a Lux brand. So
I love that.
so that's why also we take people feedback so seriously, because these are people that can afford to do these things.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
they say is important.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yes,
important. Their feedback is important to us.
it is. It is.
Now,
It
mind you,
is.
some of the emails don't be so nice. Okay. So we got to take that. And I tell staff, don't go back and forth.
No,
But
no,
what
no,
I
no, no,
do
no, no, no.
staff is if you get one, they have a SOP that says they have to write a report and detail and pinpoint
Everything.
every negative. And they can put the positive, but I don't care. Like, I mean, I care about the positive, yes. But
Right.
I want to know in that email, that disgruntled email, what
Right.
specific.
Exactly.
We have a staff meeting and we tackle those points and we plan it for the next
Right.
brunch.
I
And
love
so
that.
our subscribers are the only people that can attend the brunch. You have to subscribe to the app. So yeah, because it's a cashless brunch. If you're gonna buy a cocktail, you have to buy it through the app.
App.
So you have to be a subscriber.
Girl, you got it locked down. Like, I
Yeah.
love that.
You have to be a subscriber. And we watching, we know the ones who try to sneak in without being a subscriber. We know. I'm quick to tell somebody, block from the app, block from the site. I'm quick. Oh, I'm quick. I'm quick.
Right.
I'm quick to tell. I'm quick to tell my head girl, go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, look it up,
So, do
block them.
you allow people who don't live in your area to join the app?
Absolutely. Like,
Okay.
especially Richmond. We love VA. Like, we love VA. We love Richmond, and we plan on doing something in Roanoke. We love
Oh,
Richmond. We really love Richmond. And so,
right.
like, because of that, we have a lot of VA subscribers. And so the plan is to set up shop in VA. So we're trying to see if it's like Virginia Beach area. We want to do a central point. Like, we want to do a central point. So we're still in our research phase for that.
You mean
But
looking for a venue?
it's not even looking for a venue. It's looking for a retail spot, because
Oh, okay.
we want people to be able to come there on a daily, and not have to wait for like a date per month. We want people to be able to go to the site
And come and pick up their
and pick
subscriptions
a
if they
date.
want to.
Pick a date. We set up their brunch for them, for the party. Yeah.
Oh,
Set up for them, for their party. Then there's another brunch with a whole different party. They have a whole different type of, like, yeah, we want that vibe. Yeah.
that sounds like a big warehouse, almost like a warehouse type
Yeah.
where you can break
Yeah.
out rooms and
That's where we're opening up our space in Waldorf. So like, we're trying to do it in because we want it to be like, okay, we didn't want to overdo it in overcrowd DC, but we want to pay homage to Maryland, because this is like, we're in Maryland. And
right.
so we wanted to pay homage to Maryland as well, and just have like a point where
A
people
nice central location for everybody to come to if they need.
exactly.
I now I know that you started doing the brunches. You're doing your first one going to be coming up in LA. But tell me, are you looking to expand then your app and stuff into
Oh
the
yeah,
other states and
where,
major cities?
wherever the plan is, wherever we set down a brunch is where there are plans to expand to. That's why I mentioned VA, because we did a brunch out Richmond, and that response was really good. And so we wanted, and just our base, and we have a good base in Virginia. And
Right.
so for me, the plan is definitely for the brand to expand to these places, like eventually, like when we do it in there, have the links and the connections there. We definitely want to do it in New York. I've spent some time in New York. In New York, you could just walk in and just get flowers. I'm really loving. So it's like a back end thing. We like to celebrate the states and put money into the states that have these laws that actually like support cannabis, like these good supportive cannabis laws. So that's why Virginia got our attention. That's
Right.
why Virginia got our attention. That's why Virginia got a brunch. We're
Right.
bringing LA because LA has been lenient with cannabis. We're bringing it to New York because New York just like the moment we were going to do one in Philly, but
Right.
I canceled it because I don't like Pennsylvania laws. I don't like Pennsylvania laws on cannabis. I don't like the laws. So I'm not going to put commerce there
Right. Until it's
until
comfortable.
I'm comfortable. We don't go down south. We don't again, we don't go to the south. We don't.
I understand.
That's
Completely and wholeheartedly. Even
so
when I was in Florida, it's only medical there, and you got to have a prescription, an
yeah,
actual prescription to go into the
nah.
like, yeah.
Go to places
So
where
that
we go to
was
places where you can walk into a storefront and buy flowers. That's where we go. That's where we go. We are in those places.
right.
Walk in and buy flowers. I think it's so important to put
It,
commerce in those places. Yeah.
and I'm patiently waiting here. Um,
Yeah.
in my little southern old state. But if it came full fledged in Mississippi, then it's creeping across the South. And they have decriminalized here where I'm at. If you have a joint, if you have less than an ounce, they just take your word for it and give you a ticket. You know what I mean? They're starting to not trip. But it's not like you can just go walk into somewhere and we can have a party and people are out there smoking and we're
Yeah. And until it's that way, we because I have to also protect my staff as well that go
oh
there.
yeah. Well,
So make sure they're all a smoking staff. And I want to
right,
they're always good where they're at, especially when it comes to me.
right. So let me ask you, have you gotten when you first started this business, did you get like pushback because it was a weed related business? I'm just curious to see how that process went because
So not okay. So the reason why not as much, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a filmmaker, right? So I own people know me first from filmmaking. I own
okay.
DMV Nude, which is like an artscape kind
Okay.
of experience. I own
Mhm.
International Film Festival, which is a film festival. And then I own my production company. And so when Jane365 popped up, because it's the youngest out of all the businesses, it was more like what creative thing is she doing? Like,
Right.
what
Okay.
have going on here? Like the first ad had Nina Simone playing under it. Like it was just like,
Right.
and it was very like different and moving images, very artsy fartsy. It's still on my Instagram.
Right. I'm gonna have to go take a look.
It's like it's sugar in my bowl. That
Right.
was like, oh, I need some. That's. So like, I literally, I think that would help partner it was that because I'm a filmmaker, I wrote a movie that is based around Jane365 back when developing the app. I did them simultaneously. So on the film end, it looks like, oh, is this a real app? Like, oh, like, oh, this is a real, this is like,
You got it going on.
it kind of bounces back and forth. I'm trying to, girl. I'm trying to.
You
I'm so loud. I'm just going to keep working and mind my business.
you got it going
Why
on.
call me mind your business, girl, and keep working. Okay.
You got it. Y'all hear all of these hats that this young woman wears? I'm floored. I love the fact that you made your creativity, your passion, your big girl job.
Yes.
First of all, that is just major kudos because there are so many people. I was a closet artist, you know what I mean, for a long time. It never was anything more than a hobby to me. And I was just like, okay, when COVID hit, I was like, I'm artsy. I need to do some more stuff. I need to be creative. But my creativity came out instead of me being hands-on, still drawing and painting and making rolling trays and you know what I mean, more my necklaces and stuff like that. My creativity is coming out in other ways. But I love that you kept with your passion and that you're filmmaker, producer, what else?
Oh, filmmaker, producer, oh, owner.
Owner. And I mean, you named like 4 different
Yes, like I
businesses.
produced the art show, like because DMV Nude is to support body positivities, which is why we have plus size art models. We have models like they have no body modification, and
Right.
so like that in itself was an experience that like spiraled from the film festival, and the film festival was spiraled out of when I came back from England. I had filmmaker friends that were like from around the world, and I
Mhm.
wanted to like bring their films to DC. I thought it was real dope. So it started back in 2010. And so really DMV, the film festival was like the grandpa, like the mom of it's like the elder of the businesses because like things like DMV News spiraled from it. And then Jane365 was literally created out of a need because I
Right.
needed
Because you forgot your damn backwoods.
backwoods. I shouldn't even be smoking out them. It's just they always got holes in them, but it's still dry. And so, like, I shouldn't. It's just crazy how I just love backwards. This is ridiculous, and they are so.
They're
But
not good for
they're
you.
not at all.
They're
Ugh.
terrible. They're
Which is why I don't put them in the boxes because I ain't getting cussed out by my subscribers for them
terrible.
drying back in it. You know what I mean? I don't do that. I put papers in there on purpose.
Right.
Because I'm like, listen, I might be in a toxic relationship, but I don't want y'all to be in the one. I care about you. I want y'all to
I care about your lung health a little bit.
keep this over here with me, my bad habits. But yeah. So that's why I personally it got created out of literally a genuine need. Genuine need. Like and I
I
just
love
from
that.
there and I just took that and I said to myself, well, I would want something to be like a big promoter for it. Like, what's a good promoter for a product? And I was like, a movie, like a private product
Like
placement.
a
Duh.
mini movie.
About if it's about a Black woman trying to navigate her way in the cannabis industry and she creates Jane365, even though it looks like it's a lot about me, it's not. This girl is literally she's a sophomore in college. It's about like
Oh,
not wanting to follow that lineage, gotta go to school in order to be something. And so this
right.
girl decides that she wants to cannabis industry. You know what I mean? Like she wants to navigate through the cannabis industry and she creates this app because she's really tech savvy. So she creates this app and like convinces her uncle to like help her manage it. And it's a comedy. So
So,
I
no,
found
this
that
doesn't sound at all like you.
huh?
This doesn't sound at all like you. This doesn't
Oh,
sound at all like you.
everybody who reads was like, is this about you? And I'm like,
This
no,
doesn't
it's not
sound
about me.
at all like you.
I'm like, and you know what's crazy? It's like when I write characters, sometimes like I have different muses. And when I wrote the uncle, it was like to pay homage to my uncle who's no longer here. And
Right.
like when he was around, like him and his patience with his niece's shenanigans, like his patience with it. And I was just like, yeah, dope. Let me like pin this comedy together. And I literally originally wrote it for like, it was for a Lena Waithe comedy, a screenwriter contest.
Right,
And,
right.
and what happened was when I finished writing it, like I said, oh shit, I can submit it. And then like I missed the deadline. And then I was like, well, all right, forget it. I'm just not going to bother with it. Forget it. And then I was like, you know what? Nah. I sent it to my script editor in Detroit, Nail. And so I sent it to her, and she just obviously like went through it, tore it apart, and now it's literally going into production in August.
What? See,
Yeah,
y'all, we
yeah.
done stumbled upon the right one here. This young lady will, she gonna get you hooked up with some weed and some munchies, and then she gonna feed you all day. She gonna elevate your ass with her brunch,
Just subscribe to
right?
subscribe.
Just just pick. Then you gotta pick colors and shit like Alice
Yeah.
in Wonderland. You gotta pick your color subscription boxes. They
Like
come
when do
drop that
we
shit off to you.
expand? Like,
Then
expand, and I'm able to get like a graphics person in house and to be able to customize people's boxes. Like,
then if you got an issue or you got
yeah,
kudos, you just want
yeah,
to shout her out,
yeah,
y'all, you can have a conversation on some email
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah,
her customer service people. Then she gonna go back and talk about you.
yeah.
This girl, then she gonna make a movie about you. Then she gonna say it's not about you, but it really is gonna be about you. And then she gonna send it over to Nell, her editor, and
Nail.
then it's gonna go into production, and then she gonna air this shit because she missed the deadline for one film festival. She gonna put it in her own shit.
I did miss
All of that. That is
yeah,
how
I
your
did.
experience is gonna be with Tanecia, because this girl,
I'm gonna write about it. I'm gonna write about it now.
you not fuck, you gonna make a movie about it, bitch. Let's be clear. You gonna get a camera and you gonna
I'm
make a movie about these folks. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. If somebody wants to jump on the
Mhm.
Jane365 experience, because it really seems to be a whole experience. I'm really sad that I live down here south of the Mason-Dixon line, but when I come up there in September,
Mhm.
we
Oh,
gonna have to
when you
we
come here in September, we'll make you a special box.
I love it. I'll be
Yeah,
there for a few days.
we will.
So I would love that. Tell everybody, because
You need
I
to
already know.
you need to let us know your date so we can set up a little cutesy brunch for you. I would love
Oh
to
my
set
God. Okay, so we're gonna have to make this like a whole thing. You know, this party is gonna be at Canna Cape Cod.
I love it there. I love it there. It's so pretty.
We are having this party at Canna Cape Cod on September 24th
Okay.
at evening. But during the day,
Hey,
we might could have another thing going. We gonna have
listen.
to.
I need to holler. Like, no, I had my like I told you, I always do the brunch in Southwest, but the first time I did it outside of the penthouse, I did it at Canna Cape Cod. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Really?
last brunch that was June 5th.
Yes.
Yeah, June. Yeah, I did it I did it there. Mm-hmm.
I love it. So tell everybody how they can jump on this Jane's 365 experience. I want all of it because you are everywhere. You've got your hands in places they don't need to
That's why
be.
I
That,
had G.
woo, you are. Oh, I mean, I'm amazed by you. I am floored.
No, that's specific. That's why I have a staff, because like I literally, like I said, I'm a filmmaker first, so like my hat be really over there, but I need to make sure that Jane365 is always good, like always on top of it. So they can literally go to the website jane365.com. We're got Jane 365, got Jane 365 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Are you on TikTok at all?
No, we're not on TikTok yet. We should start.
Well,
Should we? I don't know.
no, well, okay, so here's the thing. TikTok is really hard when it comes to smoking, when it comes to anything like that.
Uh,
They don't let you can't show it. You
oh,
might be able to talk about it, but you can't really.
Can't do commerce. You see, we can't do commerce if you don't have compliant rules. We can't do commerce
The
with
platform, right, will not, because I've had certain things up and I'm like, y'all took that down?
Well,
Like,
Instagram is like that. So on Instagram, you won't ever see us posting flowers on Instagram. You won't ever see us posting anything but closed boxes, which is why it's important to reach out, email if you have any questions, because we will let you know what's in the box. We will let you know what can go in your box. We will let you know all of these things. Like we
y'all,
set up,
subscriptions,
yeah,
colors, y'all can pick
and
your.
it was through the app. If you just download the app, we have a message center on the app, literally.
So it's available on Android and iOS.
Right, Android and iOS. Yes,
And what's the app? Is it
and
Jane?
your iPad as well, if you want to iPad it up.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so what's the app? What's the app name so they can find it on their Play
Jane
Store?
5. Jane,
Jane?
no, just Jane365.
Jane365.
Oh,
Jane365.
one word.
Jane365, y'all.
Jane365, because it's Jane365 247. It never ends over here.
24/7, 365.
Never ends out here. So late 2023, when that ride share rolls out, Poppin, we're just right now collecting interest for the ride share. But
okay, so ride share. See, y'all. I told you. She all over the damn place. She is in it. So I know you mentioned ride share earlier.
It's all tailored to like smokers. It's all tailored to smokers, our community. That's what
like if you get too high, they take you.
So say for example, okay, and this also got created out of a need too, because I got tired of putting out my blunt while jumping in the Uber. I got tired of that. So I wanted I hit my blunt in the back seat, because with the laws, you're not going to get pulled over and do all that now. They don't do all that now. So I just said, I want a ride share where I can literally like hit my blunt and mind my business and nobody bothers me. And it's all included in the ride share. And so we started putting together the logistics. That was also written down. Started putting together the logistics and literally decided late 2023, we're going to ride that one out officially. Like we just said, oh, we want to be like, the Uber of weed.
And what? So are you going back to your UK buddies for them to help you develop these apps?
Absolutely. The UK side, excuse me, the UK side, thank you. The UK side, they already have that feature added onto the app. Like they already had that. Yeah. When I went out there last August, that was a part of my meeting. Yeah. That was a part of my meeting about that, about the ride share. Like these things, they might seem like they just pop out or whatever, but they don't. It'd be like literally a year, 2 years prior in the making
in the works.
Yeah, in the works of it, a lot of planning, because it's Jane365. I want to be the premier Lux app that caters to the smoker, our community of smokers, the doctors that smoke, the accountants that smoke, the nurses that smoke, the teachers that smoke, the engineers that smoke, the factory workers that smoke. That like literally anyone who can afford to have type of brand. I literally want them to be able to say, they have my brunch on. I have a retail space. I have a spot where I can go smoke and eat. They bring my stuff to my door, my tea, my infused honey. They bring that stuff to my door. And also I can
I need to hook you up because there's a young lady who is gonna be vending, even though she's not really a vendor. She is a nurse practitioner and she does medical Canna cards on the spot. She's a L&D, a labor and delivery nurse that lives in Maryland now. And she does.
Yeah, please link me. I'm not even going to be funny about it.
Truth Reproductive is the name.
Follow her.
Yeah!
I follow her.
Good. Her name is Von Treese. She does telehealth. She's making her now. She's getting her own products for women. Girl,
because I have a let me show you. It is a tincture that I got from It's a tincture that I got from Herb and Lifestyle, and it's for lung health care. And it literally
There we go.
it's literally, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
So you got a tincture from where?
it's Herb and Lifestyle, and it's literally for lung health. Because I said, while we're a smokers brand, I definitely want to promote lung health, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
especially like with the card situations. Like, I want people to have those type of informations. Like, one of the things people like about the boxes is that I have these cards that explain the origin of sativa and the origin of indica, because
Give them information.
like Jane365 is just like, oh yeah, go smoke. Nah, it'd be like literally like, we have dandelion in your tea. No, we
Right.
this, and like, no, this is infused honey. This is infused with the strain jealousy. Like, this is a like, all of these things. Like, we want people
Right.
to like, oh, this is where sativa. Oh, this is where indica. Oh, okay. And you don't have to be bothered about, oh, I'm at somebody's house, it might get ran up in, they might get robbed, or something is going to happen like that. Like, nah, like, your stuff is put on your doorstep and you go about your business. Like, and it's just, you don't have to meet anyone. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
It's a whole experience
It's a
without
whole
even
experience.
having to
That's
mess with nobody.
That's it. And if you
Literally.
you say you get a delivery, and the moment you close your door, you got any questions, just literally email us, literally, and you get a response. Like, that's the type of community we want.
And then she's doing this ride share thing, y'all.
Get a
She
ride
got
share.
y'all.
Important to me. Like, the ride share is important to me because I've done ride share in literally a whole bunch of different countries.
You
Okay,
gotta put it out, or maybe they'll let you vape pen, but not everybody like the pen.
no,
like
I've done.
You know what I mean?
In plenty of countries, plenty of.
Mm.
Like, I definitely, the ride share experience was definitely something that I wanted to tackle with Jane365. I had,
Right.
because for me it was essential that there was a ride share that you felt safe in. Like, our drivers, like, so this is what's taken us so long, because we need, instead of, also in addition to doing a background check, we do a mental health check as well. But that literally that's very costly to put together. And so we've been putting it together for the past couple of months, that working with an external company for that. But it's a mental health check.
It's good.
So that
I
is
love it.
put into place. And people might say, oh, that's evasive, blah, blah, blah. But we are going to legally, that's why we're working with our team. Legally, have to make sure that you don't feel evasive, that you don't feel that. But we are protecting our riders. We're
most definitely.
So if we end up getting a fine over that, we'll take that fine. We just want to make sure that we can afford the fine.
Oh, heck yeah. But I would rather have somebody be vetted. You know what I mean? Especially because right now, everybody out here thinking they fucking John Wayne and cowboy shit with all these guns everywhere. So
my hair didn't roll out at the last a national cannabis festival. That's why I didn't roll out then. It like, I was pushing it. Then I thought about, I said, no. I'm gonna have that mental health check all the way through. Because there was some people we got their results back, but there has to be an external company that identifies certain things. We're not
them. Right.
We're smokers. We're not psychiatrists. So there has to be an additional company. And so I needed that extra validation. I have that. So for me, I ain't putting nobody in no car with no smoke, no nothing, until I have all of that in check.
Correct. In play. Right.
Our face all day, because obviously you sign up through a website, through an app, and then you start driving. No. There needs to be some nuts and bolts and balances. Yeah. Especially with someone smoking in your back seat. Yeah. Because they are not going to be.
They're vulnerable then, because they are intoxicated pretty much.
There you go. There has to be some extra checks and balances.
And you're in their care, or they're in your care, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I can definitely see that. Wow. Y'all, this young lady is nothing less than amazing. So not only is she gonna feed your ass, take pictures of your ass, with her and put you in some film and send it over to her folks over in, you said Nell's over in Chicago, so she could check the screen.
Nell is in the
She could check the screenplay on your ass, make sure you straight. Then she gonna give you rides safely so you can smoke, eat, y'all. It's like care.com for weed smokers.
for weed smokers, yeah.
I love it. Jane365. Y'all gotta check out Tanecia with Jane365.com's Got Jane. If you don't, she will get it for you.
If you don't, you know, somebody else near you will have it, then y'all can start talking about it. Y'all can kiki about it, you know.
I absolutely love it. Well, y'all, it has been a pleasure. Tanecia, I thank you so much for joining us today on Glass Table Talks. And y'all, again, Tanecia Britt, owner, girl of like many hats, little enterprise, mini Oprah extraordinaire over here building her enterprise. I absolutely love it. Y'all hit her up, Jane365, and she'll get you high.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.